Most men think attraction is about flashy cars, six-pack abs, or having the perfect pickup line. But here's the shocking truth. None of those are what truly make women feel that magnetic pull toward you. The real attraction doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in her mind. And today, I'm going to show you 5 powerful psychology tricks that flip the right switches in her brain. Triggers so effective they can make her feel drawn to you without even realizing why. These are backed by real neuroscience and psychology, and when you use them the right way, you'll discover that women actually want to feel attracted. You're simply giving their brain what it's already searching for. I'm Amelia, and welcome to Dark Psychology. Here I give you insider knowledge about what women really want, not just what they say they want. So, if you're ready to stop relying on cheesy lines and start creating attraction on command, hit that subscribe button right now because what you're about to learn will change the way you see women forever. Here's the part most men don't get. Attraction isn't logical, it's not fair, and it's definitely not about being the perfect guy. Attraction is psychological. It happens when certain hidden triggers in her brain fire off and make her think, there's something different about this guy. I can't explain it, but I want more of him. The problem, most men are completely blind to these triggers. They're out here bragging about achievements, showing off facts, or trying to logically explain why they'd make a great boyfriend. But attraction doesn't care about logic. It happens on a subconscious level. That's why today I'm revealing 5 psychological tricks that create that spark instantly. These aren't about manipulation. They're about understanding the female mind and working with how it's naturally wired. Trick number 1, the eye contact secret. Let's start with the first and one of the most underrated eye contact. Most guys think eye contact is just about looking confident, but the truth is, where you look changes everything. And 99% of men have no clue about this. Here's the secret. When you focus on her left eye, you're connecting with the emotional, empathetic side of her brain. This creates intimacy, trust, and makes her feel safe, like you're speaking directly to her heart. But when you focus on her right eye, you activate the logical, analytical side of her brain. And here's the crazy part. This feels bold, confident, even a little dominant. It's perfect for flirting, teasing, and building that playful sexual tension. The move. Start by locking into her left eye when you want to build genuine connection. This makes her feel seen, not just hit on. Then, once you shift into playfulness, slide your gaze to her right eye. And for advanced players, gently alternate between both eyes during conversation. This keeps her slightly off balance in the best way possible. It creates a dynamic energy that women feel even if they can't logically explain why. Think about it. Ever wondered why some guys instantly feel safe yet exciting at the same time? It's micro-signals like this, and trust me, when you master it, you'll feel the difference too. Trick number 2, the mirror neurons hack. Now, let's talk about something fascinating. Mirror neurons. These are special cells in the brain that literally copy what other people are doing or feeling. That's why yawning is contagious, why laughter spreads in a crowd, and why you can't help but smile when someone else genuinely smiles at you. Here's the attraction hack. Whatever energy you bring into an interaction, her brain is wired to reflect it back. If you show up nervous, insecure, or desperate, she'll start to feel that same awkward tension. But if you show up calm, confident, and genuinely enjoying yourself, she'll mirror that too. And when a woman is relaxed and having fun around you, that's the fertile ground where attraction grows. Think about it. Have You ever been around someone so anxious that you felt uncomfortable even though you weren't nervous before? That's mirror neurons at work. The same thing happens in attraction. If you want her to feel playful, you have to bring playful energy. If you want her to feel intrigued, you need to carry that mysterious aura that makes her lean in. The trick is to be intentional. Don't come into the interaction like a job interview where you're trying to earn her approval. Instead, bring the vibe you want her to feel. Make it fun. Make it relaxed. Make it light. When you stop seeking her approval and instead lead with your own energy, you flip her brain's natural wiring against her in the best possible way. Trick number 3, the psychological reactance principle. This one is a game-changer, and it comes straight from a branch of psychology called reactance theory. Here's the idea. Whenever someone feels their freedom of choice is being limited, they automatically want that freedom even more. Translation: people want what they can't easily have. So let's apply this to dating. The guys who are always available, always eager, always saying yes, create zero reactance. There's no challenge, no mystery, no sense of scarcity. She knows she can have you any time, and that kills attraction. But the man who has his own life, his own hobbies, his own goals, he's not always instantly available, and that makes her curious. She starts wondering, why isn't he dropping everything for me like every other guy? What's going on in his life that's so exciting? That curiosity makes her want your attention more. Now let me be clear. This isn't about playing games or being rude. It's not about ignoring her just to create tension. It's about genuinely having a life you're passionate about. When you're fulfilled, busy chasing your own mission, you naturally become less available, and that scarcity makes you valuable. Practical example. Don't always be the first one to text back within seconds. Don't cancel your workout or plans with friends just because she suddenly wants to meet. Show her that you're interested in her, yes, but not desperate for her. That balance creates a subtle psychological tension that makes her chase you. And here's the deeper truth. Women are not attracted to men who orbit their world 24/7. They're attracted to men who have their own orbit and occasionally invite her in. That's when she feels like she's getting something. Rare things are always more desirable. Trick number 4, the familiarity, novelty balance. Now, this one is subtle, but insanely powerful. Women's brains are constantly balancing two questions. Is this man safe? And is this man exciting? If you lean too hard into familiarity, you're predictable, agreeable, and easy to figure out, you become boring fast. But if you lean too hard into novelty, you're too mysterious, unpredictable, or extreme. You feel unsafe. The sweet spot, balancing both. Here's how it works. Start with familiarity. Find shared experiences, common ground, things that make her brain go, okay, he's like me. I can trust him. For example, maybe you both love the same TV show, grew up in similar towns, or share a sense of humor. That signals safety. Then layer in novelty. Share something unexpected that sparks intrigue. Maybe you mention you're learning salsa dancing, or you've traveled somewhere unusual, or you collect something quirky like vintage maps. This little twist makes her brain light up. Another example, let's say she gives an opinion on something. Agree with her at first to build rapport. That's familiarity. but then add a playful twist or surprising perspective. That's novelty. It keeps her guessing. The effect. She feels safe enough to relax, but intrigued enough to lean in closer. That balance makes her think about you later when she's lying in bed scrolling her phone. It's the perfect recipe for I can't stop thinking about this guy. Trick number 5, the selective validation technique. Here's where most men completely blow it. They give away validation like it's free candy at Halloween. Compliment after compliment, agreeing with everything she says, acting like her personal cheerleader. And guess what happens when you validate everything? Your validation means nothing. It's worthless. Here's the secret. Selective validation. Only validate when it matters and when it's earned. Compliment her choices, not her genetics. For example, you have amazing taste in music hits way harder than you're so pretty. Why? Because one praises her decision me and personality, while the other is something she was simply born with. Even more powerful, sometimes withhold validation. Be playfully challenging. Let's say she brags, I'm really good at cooking. Instead of gushing, smile and say, prove it. What's your signature dish? That flips the script. Suddenly she's working to impress you. This dynamic does two things. One, it makes your approval valuable because it's not automatic. Two, it makes her want to earn more of it. Remember this, people. Value what they have to work for more than what's handed to them. And women are no different. By being selective, you create tension, curiosity, and most importantly, attraction. Bonus trick. Number 1. The dopamine spike technique. Okay, before we wrap up, here's a powerful bonus trick that most men never think about. The dopamine spike technique. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It's released whenever something feels exciting, fun, or unpredictable. The secret? If you can be the source of her dopamine spikes, she'll start to crave being around you. How do you do this? Simple. Sprinkle small surprises into your interactions. Maybe you change the topic in a playful, unexpected way. Maybe you tease her with a light, clever joke. Or maybe you suggest doing something spontaneous like grabbing dessert at a random food truck instead of a fancy restaurant. These little surprise moments keep her brain on its toes, and every time you trigger a mini dopamine release, her subconscious starts associating you with excitement and reward. Over time, she doesn't just like spending time with you, she feels pulled toward it. Science proves this. Our brains are wired to chase unpredictable rewards over predictable ones. That's why slot machines and social media are so addictive. The same psychology works in dating. You don't want to be predictable like every other guy. You want to be the guy who gives her that rush. Bonus trick. G2. The vulnerability strength paradox. Now this one is deeper, and when you get it right, it's insanely attractive. I call it the vulnerability strength paradox. See, most guys think they need to be either super macho and stoic or overly sensitive and vulnerable. But real attraction happens when you combine both. Here's why. When you show strength, confidence, direction, leadership, it makes her feel safe. But when you also show a touch of vulnerability, sharing a personal story, admitting a fear, or letting her see a more human side, it creates emotional intimacy. Think about it. A guy who's only tough all the time feels distant, hard to connect with. A guy who's only vulnerable feels weak, like he can't handle challenges. But a man who can show he's strong and human at the same time, that's magnetic. For example, let's say you're confident in pursuing your goals, but you admit you sometimes doubt yourself or that a past failure taught you an important lesson. That mix makes you relatable and trustworthy without losing respect. Science backs this too. Research shows that vulnerability when paired with competence creates what's called pratfall effect. People actually find you more attractive when you show small imperfections because it makes your strengths feel authentic, like instead of fake. So remember, don't hide behind a mask of perfection. Show her that you're strong enough to lead, but real enough to feel. That paradox is irresistible. So now you've seen the 5 psychology-based triggers that spark attraction instantly. 1. The eye contact secret, connection versus tension through subtle gaze. 2. The mirror neurons hack, setting the emotional tone she can't resist copying. 3. The psychological reactance principle, making scarcity your secret weapon. 4. The familiarity novelty balance, safe and exciting at the same time. 5. The selective validation technique, making your approval valuable and unforgettable. These aren't cheesy pickup lines. They're real psychological levers backed by science that work with the way the female brain is wired. And when you use them right, women don't just notice you. They feel something they can't explain. That's the magic, the bigger picture. But here's the thing, guys. These 5 tricks are only the beginning. Attraction isn't about random moves. It's about understanding the entire system that creates chemistry, spark, and desire. Because, let's be honest, without attraction, there's no chemistry. Without chemistry, there's no spark. And without spark, you'll just be stuck in the dreaded friend zone. That's why I created something I call the F formula. It's a complete framework that takes everything you've just learned here and multiplies it by 10. Inside, you'll discover the exact psychological triggers that flip the switch in her mind from he's nice to I need him, how to flirt in a way that feels natural, authentic, and fun, the conversation techniques that build sexual tension without you ever feeling forced, and the mindset shift that makes you naturally magnetic without memorizing lines or pretending to be someone you're not. This isn't about manipulation. It's about finally understanding what women actually respond to so you can stop guessing and start creating attraction on command. Imagine this. No more awkward silence. No more wondering if she lit kiss you. No more chasing. Instead, you walk into a room and women feel your presence before you even speak. They lean in, they remember you, and they can't stop thinking about you after you leave. That's the power of using psychology over pickup lines. And when you master it, everything changes. So, if you're ready to stop leaving attraction to chance and finally take control of your dating life, click the link in the description right now to check out the F formula. Over 40,000 men have already used it to transform their results, and many have gone from struggling to get a single date to having women pursue them. Don't keep waiting for chemistry to just happen. Learn how to create it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm John Doe, your guide here on Morning with Marcus. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, attraction isn't about being perfect. It's about understanding how the female mind really works. Once you do, you'll never see women the same way again. I'll see you in the next one.